So thank you all for joining us. It looks like we have almost 50 people. That's wonderful. It is 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. I imagine some more folks will pop in, but to be respectful of time, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So let me share my screen. All right. So Annie will actually be kicking us off.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Yes. Okay. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Friday. Welcome to the first Friday of the first ever ESIP virtual meeting. I hope everyone's had a great week, and we are really excited to have you here for this event. Megan and I are going to go back and forth here because we're just jazzed up this morning. So Megan, did you know that I was so excited about the First Friday event that I wrote a song about it?
I actually did know that, and I heard it, and it's awesome.
It's not quite finished, and maybe you'll hear it next time. And maybe I'm a little hesitant to sing it over a Zoom because the audio would not be quite choice. But that should just give you a sense of my enthusiasm for what we're going to do today. So many of you have been to the Research Showcase in the past, as well as Funding Friday in the past, but this year will be a little bit different. So I'm going to pass it back to Megan, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about what we can expect for the first part of our event today. So Megan?
Thanks, Annie. So today, some things will be different, like you said, but I would argue that some things might even be better. And I thank you all for being here to try this experiment with us. Today begins with a live networking event that invites you to rotate through the Research Showcase posters and demos in a kind of fun, fast-paced format. And I'll introduce that format in a moment. But that's not the only networking opportunity this morning that you'll have a chance to take part in. Annie, can you tell us about the Funding Friday Ideathon at 1 p.m. Eastern?
Of course. So usually on Thursday night of the summer meeting, we gather, chat, and draw posters that will be presented during Funding Friday, which is a mini grant competition held Friday morning of the summer meeting. For those of you who haven't been to a Funding Friday before, it is where an individual or a team can present a 2-minute pitch with their chance to win $5,000 if you're an ESIP member, or $3,000 if you are a student or teacher. So this year, after the Research Art, not Research Art, but the Research Showcase, we'll be coming together virtually to idea share and make our posters. So I know it won't be the same, but I think that we've seen over the past 3 days that there is a lot of good collaboration that can happen even when we're not in the same room. So as a whole, Megan and I really think that today will be a great opportunity for you to meet others, learn about their research, and to seed ideas for future collaboration. So now Megan is going to walk us through in a little bit more detail how the Research Showcase part of today is going to work. So Megan, take it away.
Thank you, Annie. So traditionally, the Research Showcase poster and demo reception includes a couple of hours of physical poster and demo sharing, people eating and drinking and talking, as you see in the images on this screen. It's a super fun event, I think. But although fun, it's a quick event where it can be difficult to get around and see everything. It can also be challenging to leave feedback if the presenter isn't standing right by their poster or demo. So in the next hour, we invite you to share in Q&A with presenters for this year's Research Showcase, who will be standing by their virtual presentations live in individual Zoom rooms. Again, you won't be able to see everything in this time, but don't worry too much about that because you have a whole week after this where you can go and check out anything you missed. And we've even provided a way for you to be able to leave asynchronous comments and feedback if the presenter isn't right there when you happen to be viewing their presentation. So here's how the rotations will work. At 11:45 a.m. Eastern time, in about 10 minutes, the presenters will go stand by their virtual posters in their respective Zoom rooms. And at that time, we invite the rest of you to pick a first presentation that you would like to visit and to enter that presentation Zoom room. If you look at the Kiko chat window through which you entered this event, you'll see that the presentations are listed on the left panel. You simply find the presentation that you want to visit, click that presentation number, and then click the big green Join Video for Presentation X button. Starting on the zeros, so at 11:50 Eastern Time for the first round, presenters will say a few words about their presentations, and then you'll have a chance to ask them some questions. We encourage everyone to switch to a new presentation on the nines, but don't stress too much about this. We'll prompt you when it's time to go to the next presentation. If you can't or don't want to join the live rotation, so this you may apply also to those who may be watching us on the live stream, we still invite you to look at the presentations and leave questions or comments in the feedback tab, and I'll show you where that is in a moment. And then, of course, remember at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we'd like you to head over to the main room of the Funding Friday event for that really exciting opportunity as well. So just
Megan, just on that main room front, that's the same Zoom that you're in right now. So if you click the main room in the Research Showcase or in the Funding Friday, it'll take you to the same place. So we're coming back to this main room.
That's right. So if you aren't able to speak to a presenter live, or you'd like to leave comments or feedback when they're not there, just showing you here that the second tab for each presentation is this Learn More and Comment tab, and that's what you click to access a document where you can leave anything you'd like to say to them or ask them. So now that you've seen the format for this first part, I want to put forth a bit of a challenge to you. Over the next hour, I hope that you'll view and interact with at least 5 presentations, and I want to challenge you to visit at least one presentation that's not in your wheelhouse, maybe a little bit different from what you spend most days thinking about, and also to see one presentation by someone that you don't know. And if you can, I also challenge you to leave a question or ask a question of every presentation you visit. There are a few rooms where presenters might not be present because they couldn't make it today, but you can always use the Google Doc that I showed you in that case. Just a few numbers here. There are 37 presentations in the showcase. 35% of them are from first-time attendees. 30% are from students, including some of our fantastic ESIP community fellows. And these are just a few numbers, but by all measures, we think this event and this gallery presents many opportunities for learning something new, and maybe even finding a future collaborator, and maybe even sparking a Funding Friday idea. So time check is 11:38 Eastern Time, so you'll see you have about just over 10 minutes before the 11:50 a.m. start time, and this would be a great time to go to the Table of Contents tab here in the Research Showcase main room. So when you entered this session, you were in the main room here, so you'll want to click the second tab that says Table of Contents, and you'll see it's a list of all the presentations, the presenters' names, the times when they'll be available. So if they're not here today, they might have listed another time, and then an abstract potentially about their presentation. So you can take a look at those for the next 10 minutes and then head into your first presentation. During the rotations, you can go in any order you'd like. So I'd suggest maybe some of you want to start at the bottom of the list and work your way up. If you see a lot of people in one room, maybe come back to that room. So if anybody has any questions, you're welcome to stay here and ask me over the next few minutes. Also keep in mind there's the live chat option in the bottom right of Kiko chat. But we hope you enjoy this. We wish you happy presentation hopping, and we look forward to seeing you back here at 1 p.m. for the Funding Friday event.
So Megan,
yes.
2 more quick tech notes. One, could you show, or just telling people, so when you click on presentation 1, for instance, just like in the plenary and breakout space earlier this week, the join video for Zoom will change for that presentation 1. So that's how you'll get into the Zooms. So this is going to be a lot of Zoom hopping if you're interested in live chatting. And you can tell if somebody is live by seeing the little red video camera next to their name. And then the other thing I was going to do is we'll send announcements through Kiko chat. So I'm going to notify all presentations. to browse, to begin browsing. And so you will hear this ding and see a little announcement from us, and that'll be how we'll encourage you to move to the next presentation. That's all I've got on the tech side.
Thank you, Erin. So like I said, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask, but otherwise check out the lineup and head into your first presentation.
Hey, Megan.
Yes, Ted?
One other thing that I wanted to mention is the Zoom, the video cameras on the pictures in these poster rooms have some lag in going away. So if there's a camera on someone or in that room and you join the presentation and no one's there, it's not that you did something wrong. It's just that camera, the checking in the background on whether those cameras need to be refreshed is a little bit slower than some of us are used to. So don't be confused by that.
That's right. And don't forget, there's always the Google Notes leave feedback here. If you go into a room and don't find somebody, that's a great option. It looks like we have some promotion happening in the chat box. That's wonderful for certain presentations. Any other questions? I see some smiling faces, so that's a good sign.
So presenters should be heading towards their posters and getting on the Zoom there, and then the rest of us should be deciding where we're going to head first. Is that the plan?
Yes, that is exactly it.
Okay.
Wonderful. So we have about 8 minutes before the first round starts. I hope you're checking it out. I'm probably talking while you're reading.
We can just hang out and chat, Megan. Everyone knows they've got their charge at this point.
Yeah, I see Susan is here with us too. Morning, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Good morning. I ran to get a snack. I'm heading into presentation 35.
All right.
Cool.
See you later.
Bye.
Hi, Sudhir.
Hey, Howard. All right, I'm back.
You've survived UserCon.
Friday. So Funding Friday normally happens the Friday of the ESIP summer meeting. And right off the bat, I'll say that we award 3 member prizes and 3 student or teacher prizes. So if you're an educator that attended the teacher workshop, you're eligible to participate. But we will award 3 member prizes at $5,000 each. If you are a part of a team of individuals, you would split that money. Your team would figure that out, but you could split the money between your team. If you're a student, you're eligible for a $3,000 prize. What I will encourage you to do is on the Funding Friday page in Kiko chat, and could someone, let's see, where's my chat? Put the link in there, and I'd like everyone to start heading over there now. This is the same Zoom video, but I just want you to be able to look at this space while I'm talking. There are some eligibility guidelines that people can go through, but basically you will have to present the poster. So you must be, you have to present the poster on the second Friday of our event. Wait, hold on. I'm going to wait till it looks like some people. I'm going to give everyone a minute to head over to that space before I keep going. Looks like people are heading over. Okay. Okay, so people are coming over. So I'm going to keep going with just the what you need to do. So to participate in Funding Friday, and so Funding Friday is going to be the next Friday. Today is our idea gathering and poster creating session. So next Friday morning, and we have the time put into Schedule, you'll have to present a poster describing the project during a poster pitch session. So the poster that you have created digitally we'll put in one big slide deck, and each of our presenters will go through and they'll have 2 minutes to give their pitch. Now here is the your poster should, and so this is probably where I'm going to get a lot of questions since this feels different. Normally these posters are drawn on flip charts with markers, and so for this year, what we're going to ask that you do is create a poster using Google Draw. I have some links on the Funding Friday page of example posters from the past that are drawn to give you a little bit of an idea of what these look like. But for this year, what we're going to ask is that the poster be created in Google Draw and as a single graphic. So no slideshows, and no animations. Again, we're looking for hand-drawn posters. You can use limited like clip art and bringing other images in, but again, in a kind of limited sense that we want you to like focus on the drawing aspect. We want you to think visual. So again, having a poster that has limited text, so using text strategically. And I'm going to ask that there's a rules tab in the Funding Friday space. You could go through and check that out for more detailed description. Let me see, let me switch my slide here. So the other just things to remember is that Thursday, the night before Funding Friday, you should download your Google Draw poster as a PDF and send it to lab@esipfed.org, and I'll make sure that you all have that email address. So we're going to put all the posters in a single deck, and then Friday morning we will gather in this space for the pitch session. So it's your poster must be in Google Draw. Friday is the pitch session. So today what we're going to do, since we're all here and we've got 43 folks here, that I'm going to invite you, there's a tab here that says Ideas page. Now, many of you may have been thinking of your Funding Friday poster from last year. Some of you who've done this before might have started talking to people about it this week. And you can just go ahead and start drawing your poster. For other people that are looking for collaborators or want to discuss an idea, I'd invite you to add your idea to the ideas page, and you can add if you are looking for collaborators or looking for feedback in the other column. And that way, and your contact information. So we're trying to mimic being able to chat and find out about what the others are interested in working on and have you guys find each other and be able to work together. So again, I'd encourage all of us to go, as you're fully welcome to present a poster as an individual, but having collaborative posters is great. It's more fun, and it's a good way to work with your peers. And I think that most people that have won a Funding Friday before with a team have enjoyed the experience of collaborating with peers on a project like this. So, so again, I'd encourage you to add your idea and some notes if you're looking for collaborators or feedback. Then, oops, hold on, click on the right spot. Actually, I'm gonna go back to that. Let me see. So once we have, if you already have some folks that you'd like to work with, you can see in the Kiko chat space that there are a number of rooms. We call them collaboration stations. As you've all been jumping around Kiko chat quite a bit at this point. Once you have an idea and you're ready to start working on a poster with a team, you can go into any one of these collaboration stations. There's already a Google Draw embedded there that you could start working on. I could hop around and you could ask questions. If you already have a poster idea, you can go into one of those, start working on your poster, and people can stop by and see what you're working on. Let's see. And now I'll talk about a little bit. So we also have a room that says example poster. This is one that I made a couple weeks ago. There's a big pink box that says poster tips. You could look there just for some tips on the poster. Again, I'm going to highlight that it's mostly visual, that there is text explaining some of the technical aspects of the project. It has my name and contact information, and it has a little bit of limited clip art action. So that's kind of broadly what we're looking for with the poster. You can also see this is a past poster that won when that was drawn. Again, you could see the very visual. It does have text showing, describing the project, has people's names on. And not going to get into the voting procedure today. We'll work on that next, the next Funding Friday. And let's see. And my last little pointer is, if you are not quite sure what to do and just want to start drawing and doodling and sketching some things, we have a community whiteboard here. Erin and I have both put our intro doodles in. So if you're not sure what to do and just need some time to kind of think things over and practice some drawing, I would say hop over to that group whiteboard and start doodling and commenting on other people. And that's just a space that we can hang out in. So what I'm wondering now, before let's see, we start, oops, I'm gonna check out here. Before we get going, if anyone that has been thinking of a Funding Friday project that's maybe participated in years past wouldn't mind unmuting and sharing a little bit about what you're thinking about for your project. Anyone have a pitch they've already started thinking about that they might want to share with the group?
Hi there, I'm Zachary Robbins. One thing I was discussing was trying to put some kind of web crawler together to scrape through sort of lost federal records like Forest Service records and stuff like that, and then put together a standardized request for those records. So just a simple tool that would be able to kind of reach out there, grab if anything's available, and put out a request to those agencies for that data.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, add it to the idea room. I bet there are some people on this call that have expertise in that area if you're looking for collaborators. Any other ideas that want to put it out there for the group?
Since that one was very serious, we should probably throw in the non-serious part of ESIP as Funding Fridays as well, right? So I'm going to say that ESIP's good doggos, walking us through good semantics, in which basically looking at some of the instrumentation that have been developed in the Enviro sensors and modifying them ever so slightly to be able to go on the dog's tail for anyone that wants to take their dog for a walk and send data to a centralized database. That being, we now know the entire sensor design. We are now defining the entire data pathway, and we also have to inject the semantics and define the ontologies to make this understandable and accessible to everyone else in ESIP. I'll stop there.
All right, that kind of goes along with my example hat-mounted anemometer. So wearable sensors for humans and or dogs. Anyone else want to just do a kind of pop-up idea for their Funding Friday project?
So this was an idea that I had. This is Sarah Ramdeen. It's still percolating. It was originally going to be an ESIP Labs proposal, but we just didn't get it together in time, of doing a test case for the ESIP FAIR metadata recommendations that came out of the summer meeting. I think Ted's in here. I don't know if Matt Jones is in here too. They presented that in January, and part of some of the questions that came up was that the recommendations might need to have domain-specific flavors, and so we wanted to do a use case on that, and potentially also look at expanding some of the mapping as well.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Sarah.
Sounds like fun.
So any last ideas people want to throw out there?
building a tool to go through Google Scholar and Web of Science to help make return of results to citizen scientists a little bit easier, to help find publications that specific citizen science individuals have contributed to.
Awesome. Thanks, Alexis.
So one of the things, this is Ruth, one of the things I've noted is that for about 6 months or so now, we've been trying to get decisions and things like that for the scienceonschema.org actually written in a publicly accessible for the public kind of way, and that has just plain old not happened. And I've reached the point where I'm not going to volunteer to do anything more, but if I got a little bit of money, I might. And I would love people who know how to do that kind of stuff well to help. So I think it needs to be done.
Great. Well, thanks, Ruth. It looks like we've got that added on the idea list. So if you're interested in that, make sure to ping Ruth. Ruth, I also added on the idea list, if you've put your idea and want to start sketching it out and want people to stop by because you're looking for collaborators, add the collaboration station, add that Kiko chat room that you're going to, once you head in there and start, you can add that to the idea list so people can stop by and chat with you and see your poster. Since I see a lot of familiar faces on here, I wonder if, and I'm not going to call you out, if you are a newcomer and are interested in this event, but a little weary of where to hop in, I wonder if, let's see, Dan is the host, if you can start a breakout room and I could head over there, or if maybe as people start going over to the idea page, I'm just going to encourage that any newcomers that might not know where to start, that you could maybe just share an idea. Again, I don't want to call anyone out on the main Zoom. So what do you, let's see. Megan, Aaron, how do you think should I start a little side breakout for people to ask questions? You can also pipe up and ask them now to other folks, but I'm just going to put it out there that maybe after this, actually, I've got a new idea. I'm going to head over to the example poster. I'm going to get on that Zoom. And if you have questions about getting started or other ideas and just want a friendly person to chat with, that I will head over to the example poster room and you can ask questions there. So does anyone have any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns about how to get started here?
Well, just one other, I guess, maybe note, Annie, is just
Sure.
the ideas can percolate. You don't have to finish your idea
Absolutely.
this week, but they can percolate over the next couple of days until next Friday. So you have basically a week to find collaborators or to evolve your idea and finish your poster.
Yeah, your poster doesn't have to be finished today. This is our time just to throw ideas out there with your colleagues and to get an idea of how the Funding Friday is going to work. But you can absolutely work on your posters and continue to talk about them throughout the next week up until Thursday night when you have to send them in. So for now, it's mostly adding your ideas, checking out what other folks are doing. You're welcome to hang out in the main room here and talk about ideas and ask any questions you might have. So generally, this is a pretty informal event when we have it on a Thursday night. So I'd invite you to use this time to, talk and share and draw with your colleagues.
So Annie, you're going to move to another room?
I'm going to go over to the example poster room and get on that Zoom for anyone that might have a question on how to get started or any newcomers that might want to ask some questions. So I wonder if any other ESIPers want to stay in the main room. Okay, Aaron will stick here to talk ideas with people in the main room. So any other questions? Awesome. Looks like a lot of ideas are getting added on the ideas page, and I will see folks in the example room if you want to continue to chat or have any questions. So see you soon. Happy drawing.
Hey, Annie, one quick question for you before you go. Collaboration stations, did you say that if people want to grab?
Yeah, if people want to jump into a collaboration station, if you have an idea or you start chatting with someone, like let's say Ted says anything with identifiers, and he said he is seeking collaborators. So one thing you could do after your idea is say, I'm going to jump into collaboration station number 4, and people that want to work with you could stop by collaboration station number 4 as you start drawing. Does that make sense? Sorry if that wasn't clear. Okay. Yeah, just add the, it looks like Ruth is over in number 2, so you could add that you're in collaboration station. Perfect. Okay, and we can add more collaboration stations if those ones all get filled up. So
awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks everyone. I'll head over to the poster room.